they both in Fortnite? Ryu
They
and
are,
Goku?
yeah.
Ryu could beat Goku in Fortnite, but that's it.
So this is Killua versus Misaka.
This episode is sponsored by
The
BetterHelp and HelloFresh.
Not Attack on Titan person.
Yes.
Question. Dick, Hunter x Hunter's prodigious lightning assassin.
Misaka Mikoto, Academy City's ace electric princess.
Question. What is more terrifying than the
Also, I'll be
all-powerful
right back.
crackling might of lightning?
Lightning in the hands of
Actually, let me do
cocky,
the,
hyper-talented
Prediction real quick.
teenagers. Oh, the worst combination. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their
Not
weapons,
that I
armor,
kind of
and
expect
skills
a
to
lot
find
of
out who would
people
win.
to
Death
actually
battle.
vote on this one, because I know a lot of people don't know who the fuck
The
Misaka is.
Zoldycks, a vicious family of assassins known the world over. So infamous for their killing techniques, a single photo of any member sells for millions.
You don't want to be the target of their next family outing. But like all families, there's bound to be a rebel.
I got pretty
As was
far
the
in
case
Hunter
with the
x
middle
Hunter.
child, Killua.
They seriously named
I
him
got to go
Kill?
to the island.
Hardcore.
Well, it might be a pun on the term kilowatt, but kill is apt, given he's been trained in past tensing people since he was 3.
I'll say, at age 14, he was
Past
strong
tensing
enough to
people.
open a 64-ton door. Jeez, what kind of workout did his family put him through? Somehow, it gave him 6 skater skills, extendable claws, and rhythm echo, a technique that lets him fool people's senses with just his feet.
More accurately, by manipulating the cadence of his footsteps, Killua can create an auditory illusion, capable of tricking even extrasensory abilities.
Killua was a heck of a prodigy, but despite being able to effortlessly rip out hearts, his family still
Normal
thought
thing.
he wasn't cold-blooded enough.
Fed up, he ran away. Not to the circus, but to the Hunter Association, an association of people who hunt stuff. There, he tested himself in the Hunter's exam and inevitably had gone head over heels for his new friend, Gon. Get it?
Oh god, Wiz, are you still taking those waste-of-time improv classes?
Yes, and I think it's going pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Killua's family didn't like him making friends, so they sat him down and then calmly and politely tortured him mercilessly as punishment. It was only
Normal
thanks
things
to Gon
again.
that Killua finally convinced his old man to let him go out on adventures with his buddies.
But this change of heart was no act of compassion. Killua's father saw his freedom as just another step in molding him into a better killer.
All right,
and
I'm
in
back.
some ways, he was
Oh,
right.
welcome back.
Through his adventures,
Didn't
Killua
realize that you
learned
left.
Nen, an
I said I
invisible
would be
life
right
force
back.
Yeah, it's key.
Oh,
it's
I
always
was
key.
too busy watching Death
Actually,
Battle.
this one's a bit more complicated. You see, Nen is utilized through 4 main principles. 10
I
for
remember
containing
this
your aura while
episode
defending from
of
physical and mental attacks,
learning about all
Zetsu
these
for
power
relieving
levels.
fatigue and masking your presence, Ren for bolstering strength and influencing emotions,
That's pretty standard so
So
far.
yeah, this
And
episode was
Hatsu, the
slightly
unique way in which
controversial for
one's
2
nen is
different reasons,
expressed.
one of which
This
I'll
comes
say at
in
the
many
end.
forms, but all fall into one of
the
6
first
types,
reason
which
was,
represent how proficient a Nen user is at certain
because
techniques.
nobody knew
Oh,
who
it's
Misaka
an
was.
RPG class system?
More like a hybrid class system, because most users actually fall somewhere between 2 categories, giving them differing degrees of proficiency.
Which
Techniques from
ended
these
up
Nen
showing the
categories
view
can even
count
be
'cause it just
further
recently
enhanced by
cracked
adding
1 mil
rules to
views.
their use. Oh, then there are the
Aw.
advanced principles, which...
Oh god, okay, I get it.
But we haven't even talked about Killua's Hatsu
yes,
yet.
yes, I
Killua
remember
is a
all
transmuter
this.
enhancer,
I
i.e. he
remember all
specializes
this.
in transmuting
That's
his aura
the
into
one
different
thing I didn't
forms
like about
and
Hunter x
enhancing the
Hunter is
power
that
of
they had to
himself and
explain
others.
everything.
He uses his aura
Yeah.
Max Lightning!
Yes, in Killua's hand, lightning becomes a deadly weapon that he can fire down as a bolt, channel through his arms, or send through metal objects.
And then the
Like
clown
his
guy had
super
gum.
alloy yo-yos.
I remember
These
that.
bad boys weigh up to 50 kilograms.
That's all I remember.
See, that's how you make a pun,
They
Wiz.
explained
Packing
like the
enough
battle,
force
and
to
they was
shatter
like, it's
trees
gum.
Like I just shattered Wiz's confidence.
Add in Killua's lightning, and he can electrify anyone who touches them.
And this isn't some magicy schmagicy lightning. His bolts have been identified as the real deal more than once.
Meaning, Killua is certainly as fast as actual lightning, especially when he uses
He
it
can
on
make a
himself
stretchy.
to bust out God's
Yes,
speed.
I
A form
remember that.
greatly amplifies his agility
The
and power,
Tower of
letting
the
him
Gods
bypass
or
the
whatever it
synapses to
was.
reflexively
That's
react
where I
to threats.
For
I needed
regular
a break.
That much voltage would be too much. But thanks to Killua's training, he can shrug off over 1,000,000 volts of electricity.
He's also exceptionally crafty. In a Nen fight, every move matters, and strategy almost always triumphs, even against greater strength.
Killua used these powers to battle world-renowned thieves, bomber mercenaries, and ants.
That may
I
not sound like
remember
much, but these
hearing
chimera
about the
ants were
ants.
brutal,
Ants with
murdering
human
and killing people by the
characteristics.
hundreds of thousands, then threatening billions. That reminds me of an old experiment gone horribly wrong.
Killua understandably wanted to bail, but Gon pulled him back in, much to his frustration.
Killua wanted to be there for Gon emotionally, but
ants.
could not comprehend why he was risking so much against the Chimera ants, going as far as becoming a monster.
In other words, Killua was crushing really hard, but didn't know what to do about
Aw.
Gon's simple-minded impulsiveness. It didn't end well for anyone.
Oh
It
my
wasn't all
god.
doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Killua held his own against some of the Chimera
Hunter
ants best, surviving this
is a
forest-consuming blast from one of
It
their
sure
captors.
is.
Which, judging by its size, was worth several kilotons.
And he later injured a top-ranking royal guard,
I'm gonna
Yuppie.
ignore that
Sure, he
pun.
ran for the hills the moment Godspeed wore off, and isn't as strong as the weird horseman. But even just damaging someone who can make a crater like this is nothing to sniff at.
But amidst all the fighting, Killua still could not get his family out of his mind. Literally.
As in, his brother, Illumi, put a needle in his head, forcing him to be controlled by self-preservation, ensuring he'd always run when victory isn't guaranteed. Wiz, you think you can call CPS for that?
Thankfully, after some much-needed self-surgery and self-reflection, Killua removed it, overcoming his mental barrier and ready to risk his life for those he cherishes.
Which he did when he finally got himself and his dear sister Aluka away from their
Self-surgery?
demented family.
Yeah, he
he
ripped
even
the needle
brought
out.
Gon back from the brink
That's
of
why I
his
made the
creepy
noises like
men
that.
coma.
Because
But despite how valuable Gon was as a friend, Killua realized his unhealthy dependence on him.
So he decided to travel with and protect Aluka, finally realizing what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Oh god, the
Be a
tearful
good big
romantic
bro.
parting.
Still, if Gon or Aluka ever need help, Killua is sure to come running.
Ready to Killua anyone dumb enough to mess with him or those he cares about.
This episode is sponsored by
they're
BetterHelp.
having
It
too
can
much
be
fun
easy to
with that
spend-
kill.
Realizing that
Yeah.
yourself behind,
Help is entire.
you can switch therapists at any talents with LP tools where Esper's death battle. Academy City, a sprawling metropolis filled with schools where Espers train to master their supernatural abilities.
Most of these youngins dream of rivaling the best Espers, but only a few are hardworking and smart enough to do it.
Among them being Tokiwadai Middle School's Level 5 Electromaster, Misaka Mikoto.
Level 5? So she's a Pokemon, but an anime girl.
Each Esper's power and utility is
Yeah, a
ranked,
lot of
with
people
level
thought it
5
was
being the
Misaka.
highest they can normally achieve.
And after working up to that level,
Also,
I mean,
Misaka
Misaka
became
from
unstoppable.
Attack
She
on
can
Titan.
magnetize
yeah,
herself
that's
to
it.
metal, electrically enhance her physique, sense her surroundings
I made
through
the
an
exact same problem.
electromagnetic radar,
Well, right now, and
generate
then last week.
billions of volts.
In addition, she can make iron sand from disparate particles in the air to form tornadoes, body decoys, or a sword that vibrates at rapid speeds for enhanced cutting power.
Just what an
Aw.
anime girl needs, a chainsaw. Man, if she gets serious, Misaka can even make a friggin' 6
I'm sorry, I don't wanna
million
be in
ton
Death Battles
kaiju
anymore.
out of it.
With such tremendous power, Misaka put an end to many crimes, earning fear among criminals, admiration among her peers, and lots of personal pride in her abilities. There was nothing she couldn't overcome.
Nothing except the bane of all tsunderes, a frizzy-haired, dumbass anime protagonist.
Enter Kamijo
It's true.
Toma, a level 0 nobody who Misaka could not harm, no matter how many times she tried.
Oh, I hate you, but I secretly love you, and it'll work out in the end. Shut up! But she'd have more than a dork like Toma to worry about. As amazing as Academy City is, it's more corrupt than New York real estate. Years ago, Misaka gave some shady scientists a sample of her DNA, being promised it'd help cure tons of fatal diseases.
Instead, they made tens of thousands of clones of her, sending them all to
Okay.
be slaughtered
Yeah.
one by
I'm glad
one.
that they're all wearing
Specifically
the same
against another
clothes.
level 5 and A-tier edgelord named Accelerator. By farming all these clones, they hoped he would finally get enough EXP.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it here to give a bit of backstory.
Okay.
Way back when, a lot of people liked Magneto versus Accelerator, this character right here.
Okay. Okay.
So when it was announced that Magneto versus Tetsuo was happening, there wasn't a lot, but there was some complaints that it wasn't Magneto versus Accelerator, which, like, of course it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
Which is very funny when Misaka gets on the show, one of the main characters, and people complain that she's on the show!
I mean, how dare she be on it? It was like Vegeta with more matter and permanent nerve damage. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
To
checks
become
out.
a mythic level 6? Is that seriously
Have there
all
been
it
episodes
takes?
where the two
How does
combatants
this
realize
Esper
they
stuff
don't need to
work?
fight and stop?
Glad you asked. Espers
No,
represent the
Martian
scientific side
Manhunter
of the
versus
world,
Silver
a side
Surfer
I'm
kind
also
of got
familiar
there,
with.
but they didn't
All
stop.
Espers possess an involuntary
They're
movement
not
or
allowed
AIM
to
diffusion
stop.
field that
That's
manifests
their
their power,
foul.
letting
Yeah.
them consciously alter reality.
And that's why it's
Changing
sad.
reality with your mind. Isn't that just magic?
Au contraire, Boomstick, it's quite scientific. Look at Misaka's signature move, the railgun. Many real-life railguns use a set of parallel conductors to generate Lorentz force. By envisioning imaginary rails between
Lorentz
herself and her
fireball?
target, Misaka can create a similar yet greater effect,
Thank you,
accelerating
thank
the
you.
speed and kinetic force of a projectile, usually a coin, into a concussive bullet. It's beautiful. It's science.
How long are you gonna be nerding out over this?
Come on, this is like my one thing. Where was I? Oh yeah, thousands of dead clones. Traumatized by the endless slaughter, Misaka felt
Yeah, okay.
enormous guilt. You see it all the time with horrific experiments.
Sure, buddy.
She worked for days to end the clone project, but concluded it would have to end with her sacrifice.
But Toma butted in, giving Misaka the support she needed in her darkest hour, while also punching out Albino Magneto with his Esper-proof
Hell
fist.
yeah.
Misaka had shouldered her burden for so long that she forgot how to rely on others. This wake-up call from her newfound crush was exactly what she needed.
But even with Accelerator decelerated, Misaka kept fighting Academy City's underbelly, all to protect her friends and
Yep,
free her
here comes
sister
all the
clone
trucks.
she befriended.
Sorry about that.
She dealt with a lot of trouble on the way, but had the power to do it.
In her battle with a killer cyborg lady, Misaka conjured a city-spanning storm, which, by measuring the size of the cloud relative to the city, would require over 58 kilotons of energy to make.
Kilowatts. She's also fought other
Thank you,
level
Lipstick.
fives,
I was
not
about to
just
make the same
Accelerator.
joke.
She got into a middle school beef with a snobby telepath, fought this explosive weirdo, and dodged particle beams from an unhinged Karen.
The electrons of which can accelerate to high relativistic speeds.
I'll let him have this
It's no
episode.
shock. Misaka's reactions are that fast, given her lightning has been stated to be light speed on 5 different occasions.
More than just her powers, though, Misaka's greatest asset is her intellect.
It might not look it, but high-level espers constantly perform tons of nerd math just to make their powers work.
And understanding other powers has been just as vital to Misaka's survival. Take her bout with the magic Valkyrie, Brunhild.
Remember when Wiz said espers were the science side of the world? Well, these weirdos are packing the magic. A single mistake from Misaka could have meant death, but she still stalemated Brunhild.
Now, Brunhild was still stronger and faster, but it is impressive
I
Misaka
love
was able to
anime
harm
math.
a saint, who are normally
See,
only
anime
deployed
math I
against foes
understand.
capable of leveling mountains. One such foe, Hell, froze 100 kilometers.
My favorite thing about this image here is that's just fucking Ace Rolla from Pokemon.
Oh.
Because this is a character that's only in the light novels, so there's no real images of her.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, now I can see it. I see it.
Kilometers of ocean.
You'd think this means Misaka can take on all sorts of magical baddies. But alas, the power creep says otherwise.
These
Of
are actually
course.
serious. When you're dealing with crazy magicians and magic gods, even a level 5 Esper struggles to keep up. Misaka valued her abilities so highly that she struggled to maintain her self-esteem when they weren't enough.
A shame Misaka cares so much about getting stronger when Toma appreciates her as a person first and foremost.
While certainly a flaw, that ever-persistent hard-headedness will also keep Misaka around, no matter the stakes.
So watch out, because this pint-sized 14-year-old is quite
Oh my
literally
God.
a walking railgun.
This episode is sponsored by
Gross.
HelloFresh.
Come
I love
HelloFresh 7
anime
days,
bros.
Proteins and veggies deal.
including fast options, red fresh menu.
Go
Veggies.
to HelloFresh 16 and use code DeathBattle16 for 16 free meals.
You can
plus free
technically
shipping.
get a soundbite of Boomstick saying go to hell, technically.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's
Just
Yes, perfect episode.
Death
Perfect
Battle!
mashup. Perfect.
I love that.
No criticisms. Okay, yeah, I understand.
I'm sorry, I have to pause it there. The fact that you saw that one shot and understood why people criticize the backgrounds for Shao Kahn versus Akuma is so funny.
Yeah, like, you know, I get it. I don't like to be critical of the animators too much because I know how hard it is, but also, like, yeah, okay. Okay.
I've been looking for it all day. Give it here.
You want it? Come and get it.
This zaps the entire child.
Coins, huh? I had a butler who used these.
This sprite's so
Focus.
nice looking.
It's a trick of sound, not sight.
The first time they've used HD sprites like these.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like it.
Killua was actually completely custom.
Oh.
He's good at hand-to-hand. Better keep my distance.
She has stronger lightning. Gotta get in close.
No problem.
Look at that. This is cute. That custom sprite is very good if that's like entirely custom.
No time to break. Now's my chance.
You don't know when to quit!
Touched in the face. Oh.
Catch this.
She's keeping this thing together with electromagnetism, meaning it can be disrupted!
He took the heart, of course he did.
Distance, 35 meters. Altitude, 45, 40, now.
Damn! That's me. So were they upset that Killua died?
The angle.
Huh?
Like, what was that? Was one of the you said those two controversial things. So I was like, were they upset that Killua lost?
So, kind of. Most people kind of knew that Misaka would win. Honestly, a lot of Killua's like most popular matchups end up with him losing.
Oh, poor baby.
However, and let me do the prediction real quick. Some troll, some horror fan got so mad at the end of this, at the outcome of this episode.
Yeah.
They posted gore porn to the Death Battle
What?
subreddits of
What?
Misaka.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, that is like, it's not an episode that's controversial really,
Just
because
that
of
something
something
controversial happened.
yeah, basically.
That
It's
sucks.
fucking
Holy shit.
wild. So I gotta ask, what'd you think?
I think that was very anime in a good way. I liked it. It was like two kitty nerds being kitty nerds. It kind of sucks that, because this is the entire point of Death Battle, it kind of sucks that they died. But I get it at this point, that's gonna happen no matter what. So, I liked it.
Yeah, I get it. It's why I don't like the ending to Tanjiro versus Jonathan, because, like, they draw attention to the fact that most hero versus hero fights are poorly written, but, this one is weirdly divisive.
Really?
And usually I can get why. This one I don't understand why people have it as their least favorite of the season.
Is it just because there's the simply better episodes, or
Like, I don't know, honestly, because I would definitely rank Raven versus Phoenix and Ant-Man versus Atom lower than this. But yeah, like, there's so many cool shots in this. That...
Yeah, the legit just feels like a good shonen battle. Like the part where, and maybe it's because they don't start to explain every single detail after the fact. Like I guess they're gonna do that right now.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but like how in most like shonen stuff, there's like some commentator going, "Whoa, that's why that happens." Obviously, that's why they don't like it, right? But no.
I don't know.
I think it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
I even liked the sprite animation. It was good.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite sprite fight of the season.
Yeah. And ignoring the how the hand looks like in this shot, because I liked it so well.
Yeah, it's just it's like I said, I normally can get why people don't like an episode. I don't understand it with this one.
The electromagnetism, the science, it's...
Alright, take a breather there, champ.
Whew. While Killua's assassin training made him a vicious threat, Misaka's abilities and know-how gave her the counter she needed in this mind-numbing battle of wits.
Killua could survive kilowatt-ton level blasts, and given some leeway, could scale to Newbie, whose crater feat was worth 18 megatons of TNT.
Impressive, but the storm Misaka created beat anything Killua has done directly. And given similar scaling
Although
to
I will
Broomhill,
say it's
who
very
Misaka not
funny,
only harmed
one
but
thing,
stalemated, her output could reach hundreds
Killua,
of megatons
the character
of TNT.
who's known
Meaning,
for
no matter
like
which numbers
his
are
speed
used,
and
Misaka
such.
would always have
Yeah.
the advantage in
Probably
raw
the slowest
electrical
combat in
power.
this
No
season.
surprise there. Killua
Oh
may
my
have shrugged off
god.
a
I mean, I
million
guess
volts of
he's still a little
electricity,
child.
But Misaka can dish out
very
and
funny.
survive billions.
Still, both characters have contended with and harmed stronger opponents. And the
Actually,
two power
Dimitri's
systems they work
probably
under have
slower,
allowed weaker
but-
opponents to
Yeah,
defeat stronger ones in
but
the past.
you know,
So, might alone wouldn't net either a win. Plus,
Yeah, like, this
Killua
shot was
was
really
way
cool.
better at
Man,
hand-to-hand
this shot was
and
really
physically
cool.
stronger.
Knowing his
That
crafty
shot was
assassin
done
skills,
for
things
intentional
could have
comedic
gone south
effect.
for Misaka if she
Yeah.
wasn't careful.
But fortunately for the railgun,
I
she
rolled
won.
a little
Her
bit
fight
the
with
heart
Brunhild
thing, but
shows
like,
she knows how to deal
they
with tough
gotta
up
do it.
close
I
threats while
understand.
keeping her
I mean, that's
distance.
Killua's whole
And being
thing.
able to dodge particle
Yeah.
beams meant Misaka was more than fast enough to react to even Killua's
I liked her like
lightning-quick speed.
metal
Add to that her
sword.
bigger
I'm
pool of
guessing she
powers,
did that
and she had
about
plenty of ways to
electromagnets.
counter
Yeah,
Rhythm
that's
Echo
her Iron
since
Sand
Killua's
thing.
lightning, or just pin him in place
I also
long
like
enough
that
to pull
shot.
off a
Yeah,
the
railgun
shot with the
finisher.
fucking
Killua
snake
was
is so
strong, But
cool.
he wasn't gonna outmuscle 6 million tons of iron
And that
sand.
part was cool.
Killua was a
Yeah, I
fighter
legit
doing all
didn't know
things zen, lightning,
why
and
people don't like
killing.
it. So
But
maybe
Misaka's
they'll upset
varied
that
electro
Killua
powers,
lost.
quick reflexes, and scientific brilliance let her cash in a win.
But hey, at least she let Killua keep the change. She Killua-would him.
The winner is Misaka Mikoto. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year.
Oh, right,
And
this
click the
was-
join button to get new perks.
Darth Vader versus Obito was revealed after this one.
Oh.
One day Cowboy will pay for these puns. I ain't the one making them.
But you're making me watch them.